Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade leaders for February week 2. Our theme for the month is rewind. Kindness deserves a replay. And our life app for the month is kindness, showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. So last week our story was the kindness principle. And really it was just the story of how Jesus came to save us and that we didn't deserve it and God is kind to us, so we should be kind to others. This week our story is all about Ruth and Boaz, and our bottom line is be kind to your family and friends. And we talk a lot about sometimes those are the hardest people for us to be kind to. So our memory verse for this month is do to others as you want them to do to you, Luke 6:31. And last week we also talked to the kids. This is the golden rule. They might not know that the golden rule is actually a Bible verse, so it's a very short and sweet one this month. All right, so as on Sunday morning, again, just make sure that you're here at 8:30 and 10:30. Super important, if for nothing else, just to take a minute or two to quietly just pray for your kids. Ask God to help kids be kind to their friends and family, and just pray for ourselves that we could be kind to our friends and family as well. When kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, have them join your circle, ask about their week, make sure you know their names, make sure we're always making first-time guests feel very welcome. Some icebreaker questions. Who is your favorite person to be kind to? Why? And how does that person usually respond to kindness? Then as service starts at 9 and 11, you're going to play a little activity. I don't think that's really what it's supposed to be called. I think I forgot to change the title. But anyways, it's basically musical chairs. So on the second shelf of your cart, you have all these little seat spots. So I'm doing about 15 per group. So if you have more than that in your group, which hopefully no one does, you might have to borrow some from a different small group. But you'll set those up in a big circle with one less than the amount of kids that you have. And they're basically going to play musical chairs. So when the game starts, you're going to take a chair away. They'll walk around the circle. And then when the music stops, they have to find a circle to sit on. And since there's one less circle than there are players, whoever doesn't have a seat gets out. So for the boys, I would definitely remind them no shoving, no pushing. If they shove and push, they're automatically out. And just keep going until you have one player left. So you guys can just use your phone to play music. Just pull up like, what's the Justin Timberlake song, the Dance Dance, you know, the Troll song, whatever, from YouTube or whatever. Play something on your phone while they play. And so you're just going to say, so guys, musical chairs is a fun game, but isn't taking a chair from your friend the opposite of kindness? So today in large group, we're going to learn about some very important people in our lives that we should be kind to, and it may even include the people that you were just playing with. So then you will head to large group. Just sit with your small group, help them to focus and be attentive during worship and the story. Last week, the 3rd and 4th grade boys were down in the large group room the whole time, and it worked out very well. And after large group, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade boys are going to stay for just a second. The host will dismiss everyone else. And Jeff Winter is the host this week, and he's just going to give a little quick chat to the 2nd through 4th grade boys just to talk about respect and to just talk about how they just need to be listening and do a better job of listening and showing respect to their leaders. So then 3rd and 4th grade boys, if you want to stay in large group room to do these activities, I would definitely recommend that. So the review activity is a little charades game. So on the front of your folder, you have a paper bag, and there's some strips of paper in it, and those are the little charade strips. So it says divide your kids into 6 groups, so probably pairs. And then each group is going to take a turn pulling a strip of paper from the cup. If you don't have a lot of kids, then that's fine. Some kids might be by themselves, or you can still group them up and give them 2 strips of paper. Have them read the strip quietly and decide how they're going to act what's written on the strip. And if you have enough space, they can kind of separate from each other so they don't hear. And then they're going to act out the scenes from the story from today. And so each strip of paper that's in these little bags are little scenes from the story of Ruth and Boaz. So Naomi wanted Ruth to leave, but Ruth insisted on staying with her. Boaz saw Ruth and was wondering who she was, so they're just going to act those out. So this is part of that preparation where you might be thinking, okay, gosh, are the boys really going to act these out? And it might be that you have to hold up the little charade strip and say, okay, who can act this one out for me? And see who can act it out, and really just think through, like, what is the best way for your small group to review that Bible story and to make that activity successful beforehand. So let's see, to close that one down, you're just going to say, you guys must have really been paying attention today to the story, and we can really learn from kindness from Ruth and Boaz. Was it always easy for them to show kindness? No. And what made it hard for Ruth in the beginning? So there's the answer to that. She had to go to a brand new town. And did you notice that even when it wasn't easy, they both continued to be kind? So just like them, we can be kind to our family and friends. And then just make it personal. Talk about a time when you showed kindness to someone in your family or a friend that you had. All right, so for the memory verse review, this is a super fun little activity. What you're going to need to do on your phone is download a voice changing app. So I downloaded this one. It's just called Voice Changer. It was free. It's a little green with a microphone. And it was super easy. So yeah, I'm going to do a new recording. I'll show you how I did it. There's ads that pop up, so just know that. So I'm going to practice this week's memory verse. Do to others as you would have them do to you. And then you can... And then you can just go back and have all the kids do it, and they can do their recordings in some different voices. And then you could use the group app or the voice changing app to hear your whole group do it, and you're just going to play around with it. The kids will love it. So you're going to close that down by saying, so guys, whether it's our memory verse or an act of kindness, good things are worth replaying. And you know, I find the things that I replay are often the things that I remember the best. So have you ever watched something or listened to a song over and over and over again? You can't get it out of your head? Yeah. Can anybody think of a time that? Okay, so see if they have examples of when they got something stuck in their head. Well, just like we get those things stuck in our head, we can also get the Bible stuck in our hearts by repeating our verse all the time. So this week, you can practice replaying your memory verse by sharing it with others. Okay? So that's the memory verse activity. We have optional small group questions. So if you think your group just kind of wants to sit and chat and talk about some of these questions, definitely do that. Look through those and talk about them. They're great questions. And then just to close down in prayer, just encourage your small group to think about a family member or a friend that they might have a hard time being kind to. And if they feel like they could share, maybe ask them to share in their small group who that might be. And then just offer some words of encouragement, like, hey, I know it's hard sometimes if our dad doesn't show up when he says he's going to. But, you know, we can still pray for him and we can still be kind to him or whatever it might be. And then there's a little prayer that you can close down with, or you can say your own. And then just as adults come, have each kid share that when it's not easy, we can still be kind to our family and friends. Make sure if they weren't here this past week that they get a memory verse card and a life app. And then I have Valentine's for you to give out to each of your kids that just has some candy on them and kind of what we're talking about this month. So we'll have those for you on Sunday as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for serving. I love you all so much. So grateful for you, and I'll see you on Sunday.